This is the sit-up test, and this is basically saying how many sit-ups or press-ups the person does in 60 seconds. The test measures muscular endurance, which is the amount of repetitions the person can perform without becoming fatigued. The test requires no equipment unless you're using a stopwatch to time 60 seconds. You have to lie down with your knees in a fixed position and your feet flat on the floor. Bring your head to your knees using solely your abdominals, especially not your arms. Then bring your head back to the floor. This is one. Do as many of these as they can in 60 seconds. The advantages and disadvantages of this. The advantages are that you need no equipment at all, bar the stopwatch, which is it doesn't cost as much. It requires minimal space, as this can be done anywhere, and minimal time, as the person will only be doing this in 60 seconds. The disadvantages may be a human error, as the person who's recording the amount of sit-ups the person does may miscount one, as they might not think it's a proper sit-up, as they might have poor technique. The person may be wearing heavy clothing, which will put more pressure onto the muscles and make them do less. The technique that they use may decrease the reliability of the test, because they might be using the muscles that don't need to be using. And the strictness of the tester, they may not count a sit-up because they may not put their head directly to the floor and they may not buoy it up right. And motivation could affect their levels, because if people are around him motivating him, he may do more, or if nobody's there, then he may do less. The validity of this test, it's valid for gymnastics, mainly, but also slightly football, because it tests their abdominals and it works on their muscular endurance, as they'll be using that a lot.